understand the genesis of the song Karachi Sunrise, you're gonna have to know a little bit about the KC-135 and the mission that I was on.
Just another night in paradise. Shot of courage, put your fear on ice. Out into the...
So the KC-135 is designed as a flying gas station. It's a 4-engine airplane, and there's a boom in the back, plugs into other aircraft in flight, and refuels them mid-air, low to the ground, that night, without any lights on, and with no to minimal radio transmissions made. So on the night in question, a helicopter had crashed and was being surrounded by members of the Taliban. So a gunship had to get over to where this helicopter was because these guys were going to get overrun. We flew down a valley really low with this gunship and gave him gas en route, and then stayed with the gunship for the rest of the night. We were tuned into the frequency and listening. You could just hear it in these guys' voices. We didn't think that they were going to be able to get out of there.
Well, you never sigh a deeper sigh than when first light meet your eyes, and brother, you know you've made another Karachi sunrise.
I'm Ryan Cobb. I'm a combat systems officer in the United States Air Force.
Well, it was actually the inspiration, of course, all came straight out of Ryan's mouth. I was just kind of putting it in order.
Thread the needle.
We spent probably the first couple of hours just talking about each other, about introducing ourselves and getting to know one another before we even broached the topic of writing a song. He immediately put me at ease.
It was fascinating writing with Ryan. He's just such an interesting and truly nice guy.
Chuck asked me what kind of music I was into, what I liked listening to, what kind of sound I wanted out of the song. And within a few minutes, he put together a chord pattern, and I had a few inputs. After that, we just started putting lyrics to it. The process for that was Chuck just asked me to tell some stories about my time in the military.
The inspiration came from a previous job he had in the Air Force.
We were in Afghanistan when I was in the tanker, and it was our third day of just nonstop, 10-hour or so missions. And things on the ground had gone bad.
Where the shoving always comes to push, where the night's as long as the work is hard, and salvation waits on the boulevard.
And so on the third night, when the troops in contact situation finally resolved and the ground force was able to get out, this particular mission we'd been out for, it ended up being a 12-hour mission, and we were just exhausted for the third day in a row doing this. We climbed up and started to head out of Afghanistan, and we have there's a piece of airspace carved out of Pakistan that they allow us to fly our military aircraft through. It's called the Boulevard. Right as we flew into Pakistan, the sun came up. You've got mountainous Afghanistan and Pakistan off to your left, to the east, and the deserts of Iran to the west off to your right. It was just a really beautiful sunrise. And leaving Afghanistan, getting into Pakistan was always kind of all this pent-up nerves, the stress, and even amid this exhaustion, you could just kind of take a deep breath finally. This exhale, this big post-mission sigh. And my co-pilot, Ian, at the time said, well, we made another Karachi sunrise. We made a joke. I was like, oh, there's a song in that somewhere. And it became kind of a running joke that someday we would write the song Another Karachi Sunrise.
Just another night in paradise. Shot of courage, put your fear on ice. Out into the great unknown. It's a wonder how we always make it home. Out here in the Hindu Kush, where the shoving always comes to push, where the night's as long as the work is hard, and salvation waits on the boulevard. Well, you'll never sigh a deeper sigh than when first light meet your eyes. And brother, you know you've made another Karachi sunrise. Karachi sunrise. Thread the needle through these mountain spires, high above this graveyard of empires. White knuckle flying's nothing new. Yeah, we've cut it close a time or two. Make damn sure we're out of there before that morning call to prayer. We're still looking at a 3-hour flight before we get to call it a night. Well, you'll never sigh a deeper sigh than when first light meet your eyes. And brother, you know you've made another Karachi sunrise. Oh yeah. It's a better drug than the poppy heat when you fly away from that battlefield. It's a haunting beauty all around, giving way to blood so grand. And you'll never sigh a deeper sigh than when first light meets your eyes. And brother, you know you've made another Karachi sunrise. Another Karachi sunrise. Oh yeah.
I just want to thank everyone at Operation Song for the opportunity. I think it's an amazing organization, and anyone who is reaching out to help veterans, especially given the pretty well-known mental health crisis that's happening in the veterans community. Any organization that is looking to help people heal or process or deal with their experiences in combat and in what have been, the 2 longest wars in our nation's history. They deserve a lot of credit for that. So thank you.